All right, new flyer. Actually, it's NFI Group. NFI on the Toronto Stock Exchange is the ticker. Used to be called New Flyer, so I still call it New Flyer sometimes. And quite frankly, New Flyer is not flying today. It's down 11%, and we're doing this right at the close. So it was a rough day, and it's been a rough year. Shares are down 34%. We've actually supported this stock all the way through. And we're going to keep supporting it. Actually, we do tap out if we think we're wrong, and some things have gone wrong. But I think in the long run, and even the next little while, I think we can see a recovery in the shares. There's basically two things going on here, according to my research, is that the demand is still fine. So that's what's keeping me in the stock. The demand for hybrid and electric vehicles, electric buses is still there. They're having problems on the production side and delivery. Okay, so let's jump into their press release, and I want to read a little bit. Overall, customer demand for NFI products is meeting our expectations with bid activity developing as anticipated. Unfortunately, we continue to experience delivery challenges in the second quarter related to the same issues we saw in the first quarter. New product launches, catch up from ARBOC chassis supply disruptions, some internal and external supply delays, missed production days, and postponed customer acceptance inspections all impacted deliveries in the first half of 2019. All right, so it's not great in terms of delivery, but the demand is still there, and that's what's going to keep me in it, because you can fix production. They've done thousands of buses, tens of thousands of buses. They can fix this. They also made an acquisition of Alexander Dennis, which was a big acquisition, so that was on their plate. So they didn't fix production issues, but according to this, they can fix those. The demand is there, and it makes sense given the business they're in. Okay, quick look at the financials, or our model, let's say. And you see, it's hard to detect because it looks, right off the bat, just looks like a great company, and it is good. You see this flat period here of pretty good returns, though, 19%. But then the stock took off and the returns took off in 2016. And you do see them rolling over. You can actually see that. I know it's not always the best graphics, but you can see it. The shares have clearly rolled over. But I think, given that the shares are down, it's compensating you for the issues of the production. It's unfortunate that these happened. I wasn't necessarily anticipating that part of the story. But I do see overall a good company with demand still intact, and they just got to fix their production. I mean, I say that, I don't want to sound like I'm too flippant about it, because it's not the easiest thing to do, but it is a fixable problem, normal, fixable corporate problem that they can address. Okay, if there's a demand problem, that's actually tougher to fix, right? You don't have control over demand sometimes. You do have control over your production process. Of course, there's suppliers and all sorts of things, and it's not as straightforward, but you're the one. So you've got this much to produce in a certain amount of time. You're the one that can control that process. So we're going to stick with NFI. Totally understand if you'd want to tap out, because it's been a tough year and not a great quarter, and move on. But sometimes I just think you got to stick with it, because overall I think it's a good company.